I was never satisfied knowing that our customers weren't over the moon about what we were doing. They thought it was good. They didn't think it was great.
So to make it great, this entrepreneur walked away from most of his paying clients? So how do you pivot your company for success? I'm Michael Hainsworth, discovering the secrets to success in the innovation economy.
It was extremely scary to know that you're isolating 2/3 of your existing customers.
7 Shifts founder Jordan Bosch never intended to get into the family restaurant business.
Labor management is a huge problem. The whole idea of starting to code was trying to solve a pain for my dad, and that's really where it came out of. It was, can I solve this problem? And oh, this coding thing, it seems interesting, I'm gonna try that. Building something where my dad could manage the schedules and keep staff happy and informed was a big part of retention.
And Bosch soon realized that from restaurants to retail and everything in between, scheduling staff is a huge problem.
So what we do is we send a push notification after the shift and say, hey Michael, how's your shift today? Sad face, medium face, smiley face, write some comments.
But as the number of clients grew, Bosch had this nagging feeling in the back of his entrepreneurial head.
So we were kind of the jack of all, master of none. And what it meant was going back to our roots. Why did we start the business? Who were we originally solving this pain point for? It was for the restaurant industry.
So when should a startup take a hard look at its business model? Bosch says when your minimal viable product starts to take off.
When you kind of get to that point, I think you need to first ask yourself, who are you ultimately solving those pain points for? And I think that it's so important to be true and be aware of that. And from that, you'll make some decisions that you may not have thought of, but it comes from the very top of really understanding who you're ultimately solving these pain points for. And from that might come some really hard decisions, and you might have a fork in the road from going through that thought process. I think the best decisions are often the hardest. Being at that fork in the road and kind of choosing the restaurant path meant we opened doors to all these other types of partnerships that were specific to the restaurant industry that other people hadn't capitalized on. So that was a major growth driver for us that we felt was a big contributor to our success.
7 Shifts was founded in 2014 and raised more than $14 million through various venture capital firms, but 5 years after inception, turned to debt financing.
CIBC's been a great advocate for tech companies and growing businesses like ourselves, and they've been extremely supportive throughout our growth, and always kind of being on top of what we're up to and making sure they can provide ways to help. So being partnered with them from a banking perspective has just meant a lot of great hands-on work and feeling like we're more of a partner, less of a client. When you choose to use debt financing over something like an equity round is really when you feel like maybe don't want to take on that extra dilution. So I think it's something people should consider as they look at different ways to capitalize the business because there are more options out there than just equity.
Bosch had the option to build his startup anywhere, but a software development team 2,700 kilometers away from Silicon Valley North in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan?
It's not a place where you think of like a massive technology hub in Canada. However, there's amazingly smart, talented people that are hardworking and willing to do what it takes to build a world-class company in a place that most people don't think you can do that. What we do have going for us there is smart people that are extremely loyal and that want to be part of something bigger. We don't have the same level of competition that you might have in bigger metropolitan centers like Toronto or San Francisco, and we can really stay laser focused to deliver a great product and build a massive company.
Plus the nightlife.
It's got some great nightlife for sure. I mean, Saskatoon's a college town, so there's always something going on. There's always bands passing through. It's a great place to be if you're young, for sure.
Bosch doesn't regret walking away from 2/3 of his clients. Today, 7 Shifts is expanding into AI and machine learning-based employee management systems, but only for the restaurant industry.
If I'm going to devote the amount of time that I devote to this company, it needs to be a world-changing company to me.